Mr. Speaker, I yield my good friend and fellow Rules Committee member, Dr. Burgess from the great state of Texas, 3 minutes.
Gentleman is recognized.
And I thank the gentleman for yielding. If we defeat the previous question, we will immediately consider the Strategic Production Response Act, which will require the Secretary of Energy to develop a plan to increase energy production on federal lands if oil in the Strategic Petroleum Reserve is used without a severe energy supply interruption. So in November, the Biden administration announced the release of 50 million barrels of oil from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve to manipulate the market and address high energy prices that were created by his policies. On his first day in office, President Biden weakened America's energy independence by rejoining the Paris Climate Agreement, blocking new energy development on federal lands, killing the Keystone Pipeline. These are just a few examples of how this president's policies have slowed our nation's economic recovery and will prevent us from reclaiming true energy independence. Releasing oil from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve without an emergency declaration is unprecedented. No severe supply disruption exists. Only a president who seeks to enact radical Green New Deal policies. Look, low presidential approval ratings are not the emergency that Congress envisioned when the Strategic Petroleum Reserve was established in 1975. The path to affordable energy is simple: increase supply to meet demand. Congress must reverse the policies that limit production of energy here at home. Clean energy is a priority for all Americans, but hurting domestic producers will only increase our nation's dependence on products from Russia, China, and the Middle East, which are inherently less clean than American energy. In conclusion, the Strategic Petroleum Response Act ensures a plan is in place to increase energy production before any president may use the Strategic Petroleum Reserve for purely political purposes. I urge my colleagues to vote no on the previous question so we can consider this amendment, and I yield back my time to the gentleman from Pennsylvania.